to put up it, right? And then these three original data for your help, right? Uh, 6 original tutorials available. These figures, and we will just start off with that aspect only, right? So I hope you guys are with me on a Sunday noon. Okay. I hope you guys have had your lunch thoroughly, right? So after lunch, this class should be some entertainment for you, right? So that in terms of skills, you get to know something today. Okay. So let's begin today's session. So first thing first is that please go and download this dataset tile. From the dataset, this is unit number 2, right? And just download this tutorial as well. Whatever I'm going to do today in this session is already here in terms of PDF. You can follow step by step. हो सकता है maybe you will find that you are not able to match up with the speed that I am going through in the live session because I have to cover 3 things today. So I'll repeat Maitri, I'll repeat the log thing, don't worry. We can use text length for remarks. Yeah. There is a, text length for remarks as well. In case and start aspect only, right? So I hope you guys are with me on a Sunday noon. Okay. I hope you guys have had your lunch thoroughly, right? So after lunch, this class should be some entertainment for you, right? So that in terms of skills, you get to know something today. Okay. So let's begin today's session. So first thing first is that please go and download this dataset tile. From the dataset, this is unit number 2, right? And just download this tutorial as well. Whatever I'm going to do today in this session is already here in terms of PDF. You can follow step by step. हो सकता है maybe you will find that you are not able to match up with the speed that I am going through in the live session because I have to cover 3 things today. You can always use this as your backup. Okay, so whatever I will be doing, it is already here. Maybe figures could be up and down, but I'll be discussing the same. Then we'll come to data validation. I'll try and give you the best of what data validation is for Excel. And then we'll close it down with getting some data from this particular website, which is population by country 2026, right? So these 3 things I'll cover today. For your help, this tutorial is available. Go and download it, right? So now let me just share my Excel screen. I've already downloaded the same, right? So I'll just take you to the what if analysis and just give me a second. So now I'm going to share the whole screen with you because otherwise what will happen is when I want to show you some drop downs, it is impossible to show you if I show something in tab. So number one is that I'll not be checking up any questions till I complete this particular section. Okay. This is the same screen. You have to come to what if. Okay. So the sheet is what if sheet. Okay. Remember, we will work on what if. I'll explain what if just to give you the heads up. This has to be the welcome of the screen, right? This is what if sheet has to be opened up, right? Any basic things that you don't know from Excel, you can always take up the SLM and see the things that I've covered in SLM, right? So we'll start off with the sheet name what if. And once I'm through with what if, then we will go ahead and I'll see the questions. By that time, halt your questions. Once I am on the question answer screen, then I'll see the questions. Okay. So unnecessarily don't put up any questions there. Okay. So this is the first topic of Excel would be what if. What if, as the name suggests, is actually a very great tool with Excel that helps you test different scenarios. Okay, if you go through the definition on the formula bar, where you don't have to actually change the original data. Whatever original data that you see here, right? You don't have to actually change it, but with the help of what if, that if this is the scenario, what would be the total revenue or total cost? It can be, used in HR, it can be used in marketing. There are multiple things that you can work around whenever you need to figure out some alternatives. That time you can use always this kind of function, which is what if analysis, and this is used to test different scenarios without changing the original data in the sheet itself, right? So we'll do some formulas. We'll understand how to go with first what if analysis. So there are three cases that I will discuss here are these three. Scenario manager, product one, product A, we will highlight product A. Let me just highlight it. So we will discuss product A today for this particular topic, right? And there are three cases that we will discuss. These are the three cases, right? So the first case is if we imagine we are having high unit prices in B2. If we take B2 as high unit prices, and if we sold very high units from the original one. This is currently 600 and this is 1050, right? So this is the actual data which is here, right? So what we can go ahead with is that I'll go ahead and maybe there could be some figure changes, but don't worry. This is something that I was going through just before the classes. So imagine if it is of 550. Okay. Imagine if it is 500 at your end and this is 1000. Okay, let's keep it like this, right? So what you have to do is you have to go to data tab. From data tab, you have to click here. You see what if analysis. I'll stick here for 3, 4, 5 seconds. This is where we have to perform the what if analysis. What you have to go is you have to go to data pane. There are multiple panes, home, insert. Insert is where we will work from next session onwards, where we'll talk about the basic visualizations and advanced as well, right? Come to data, and in data, click on what if. The moment you click on what if, you will find scenario manager, and this is where we are going to create some scenes for us, right? So whatever, if you see in your Excel sheet already there, please delete them, okay? Just for the sake of understanding, I've kept it in the file. Otherwise, just delete it and create a blank, a scenario for yourself, right? So let's add one scenario one, best case. Okay. So the best case is high unit prices and high unit sold. So let's name it best cases product A. Okay. And what will be the changing cells? These will be the changing cells, unit price and unit sold, because that is what we are planning to do, right? If we are selling it at a higher price, the higher unit price, and what would be the higher unit sold, what would be the total revenue and total profit. Okay, click on OK. The moment you click on OK, it will ask you for some figures. Now we have to imagine this is what the scene is. If the unit sold would be 700 Okay, so now we are taking some scenarios in scene. What if, right? And the unit sold would be high units. So let's assume it is 1500. Okay, and click on OK. Will you be able to see any change? Let's see. No change here. Currently, the revenue is 5 lakhs, the cost is 3 lakh 50,000, and the profit is 1 lakh 50,000. Do you see any change? Ma'am, where have you done that change? We have imagined one best case, but there was no change, right? So the change will only show when you click on show. The change will only show here when you click on show. The moment I will click on show, you will see the change in F2 and G2. Okay, let me just show, right? F2, G2, and H2. You will now have multiple here. Now it is 10 lakh 50,000. The cost has, raised because we are raising the product sold, and profit is now 5 lakh 75,000, right? So let's create another case. I want to have the worst case. Imagine the company is going through a lot of turmoil and they are imagining a case if it is a worst case, like worst, worst case product A only. And this is the same thing, right? B2 and C2 is what we will change and click on OK. Imagine worst scenario. So if it is 700, which was 500 earlier, let's keep it 400 or rather 350. And unit sold, which were 1,000 that time, let's keep it 600 maybe and click on OK. Again, you will not see anything here, but you will see worst case is now created in the scenario box, right? You have option to delete it, you have option to edit it. Sometimes if there is some error, maybe you have selected wrong cells, you can always come to edit and you can always edit it. Let's see what is the change that we see here. Show. The moment I clicked on show, you will see that profit has reduced to minus 40,000. Total revenue is reduced to 2,10,000 and the total cost is still 2,50,000. Okay. Let's go to another scenario that I'll add, which could be a likely case, which is like, at par situation where things are all going all okay, not too good, not too bad, right? So likely case for product A. Same, changing cell would be the same cells, right? And click on OK. So likely case would be 500, so we'll keep it 600. So earlier main units were 1,000, so let's keep it 12, maybe 1,000, 1,100. And click on, oh sorry, I have to add it again. Likely case, product A. Click on OK. So from 550, let's keep it 600, and from 1,000, which was the original unit, 1,100. Now you will have best, worst, and likely case. Click on likely and click on show. I'll just keep it here. Click on show. See again. Total revenue 6,60,000. Total cost 3,75,000 and profit 2,85,000. So if you talk about the formulas, they are already there for your help. So don't think and don't waste time on what is the formula. Just see what I have done here. Okay. So this is how you can create multiple, what if scenarios for the data set. Let's add one more for product B this time. Okay. So let me just highlight it, product B. Okay. Now we will do this for product B. Okay, so let's go ahead, click on data, go to what if, click on scenario manager, click on add. It will be best case, product B. Now you have to change the cells to these two. Select B3 and C3. Okay, and click on OK. Now the values originally are 900, and if we are taking it best case, let's make it 1,200. And if the unit sold 1,000, because it is a best case scenario, let's keep it 1,400. Okay, click on OK. So now you'll find best case product B is also there. And let's click on show. The moment I clicked on show, it is coming up to 16 lakhs 80,000, right? So in similar manner, you can create multiple type of scenarios. You can create multiple type of formulas that you can go ahead with, right? So this is just for an example that I am trying to show here is the value of what if is there, right? Let's click on edit because I have not added S here. Click on OK. Now you should ask me a question that what is merge and summary? Click on best case and click on summary. The moment I'll click on summary, Excel will take me to another sheet it will create. I just click on OK. So now whatever cases we were trying to find out are now just as a summary in front of you in this particular sheet. See, these were the cases, current values, best case, worst case, likely case, and also B are also now reflected. What change I was creating? 350, 600, 600, 1100, right? 700, 1500. And the change in the cells. So whenever you feel like that your bosses are coming to you that, Ajay, imagine that, there will be three scenarios where our units sold and, prices should go like this and that. So even with the help of scenario summary, what you can do is you can simply show them the summary that if we change the unit price to 700, 350 or 600, and the unit sold will be this, there will be change in these cells, right? So this is a very great tool wherever you can use scenario, managers. What you think is some requirement that you have, go ahead. Now your assignment after the class is create the best case, worst case, and likely case for product C. Show me that screenshots in your DB with unit number 2. Okay, so your assignment after this class to have some practical aspect is create what if analysis for product C. Okay, so this is product C, and I want you to create the 5 cases that are required for this particular product, okay, based on the unit sold and unit prices, right? And when you're creating that on Excel, just take a snip or screenshot it and post it on the DB so that I know that you are also following the same via the online sessions. Okay, so good attempt. You can go ahead and try it. It is very easy. Whatever I have suggested here is also there in the tutorial, so you will not miss any step. This is also recorded and it will be also uploaded, so don't worry at all. Okay, so what if analysis, very important, where you want to try different scenarios as we saw in the summary, right? Different scenarios, 700 one time, worst case 350, likely. So what if analysis, very important, where you want to try different scenarios as we saw in the summary, right? Different scenarios, 700 one time, worst case 350, likely case 600, right? And then 1500 was the change in the unit, 600 or 1100. Best case, worst case, likely case, and because we also had product B, it is also shown here, right? And if we add product C also, and then we go for summary, you'll find a very big table with all the changes that we are recommending, right? So after this, I'll take data validation. Let me come to the questions first. I'll stop the screen share here. So this is the LMS screen where I am viewing this as a learner. I hope you know that, right? So you have to go to content. So from content, you will go to the dataset tile. This is the dataset tile. Onto the dataset tile, you will find unit 2. Right now, you will not see unit 3, 4, 5, 6. Reason being, I am not making it live for you. Only go to unit 2. Click on the live tutorial and what if analysis dataset. Okay. So this is the same dataset. If you go to what if sheet, you will find the same. Just click on download. That's it. Okay. So this is what you have to do for this particular section. Mokshada, if there is an error that you are unable to see what if, that also means that you are having an older version of Excel, right? So maybe that would be a problem because I am working with Microsoft 365. Okay, so Excel, Word, everything is 365 with the latest updates. So you might not be able to see what if that happens. Okay, so problem is not that you are unable to see, maybe because of the version you are unable to see, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take the next one. I hope I'm clear that this is what we have to do. Okay, go to the live session tutorial. This is a PDF file where whatever I've done right now is available with all the dialog boxes, where to click, where to add, whatever we have to go through, right? Likely case, worst case. Once you download it, you will know what is data validation is what we will now go ahead with. Okay, so I hope I'm clear enough till now. Yeah, you can, Sakshi, you can always use what if for multiple type of scenarios. It is just one way of teaching it, but this is, there is no limit. You can use multiple type of formulas in the cell. This is just one where I'm using into and that's it, plus and minus. If you are having multiple type of combinations, you can also go ahead with that, right? So if anybody in the learners group, if they can share the sheet with the other people who are unable to download, they can go ahead and download the same. Okay, so people are also there. Pratik is saying that if you are unable to reactivate, contact him. Okay, so he is there to help you out. And session 2 is already uploaded. Kajal, don't worry. Right. So again, if you talk about Sandeep about the application, I will say application is where you are in a situation that you need to finalize the price of a unit, right? And if you imagine three scenarios where if I decide the price 50 rupees, if I decide the price 70 rupees, or I decide the price 40 rupees, what will be the impact on revenue, cost and profit? Okay, so that are some scenarios that you're trying to imagine, right? So let's go ahead. I'll share the screen once again and we'll go to data validation, which is a very interesting one. So I hope you must have, even people who are there in the organizations, they already go through data validation multiple times, but don't worry, I'll share it one more time. Okay, so again, sharing the whole screen. Let's go ahead to data validation. Okay, so for data validation, there is already a sheet named as data validation. I hope you guys have seen the sheet, whosoever is able to download it, right? I hope so, right? So this is where we will work with data validation. So you should ask me a question. What is data validation? Data validation is restricting the cell with particular format, right? Whether you want the particular cell to have numbers between 0 to 100, okay? Maybe you want dates between, maybe you want numbers, you want decimals, you want whole number. So basically that format of the cell has to be restricted, right? And this is multiple time being used while you are in the office and you want multiple departments to also fill in the details. There you can restrict it. You can give them some drop down list. You can give them some warnings that this is the data which is validated for that particular cell. So that is where we use data validation. Multiple times we also take this as, the Google Sheets, the live sheets that we also share via OneDrive, right? Everything that we share, and we want the other users to also input the content, and that too error free, right? So for that reason we use data validation. Again, for this we'll go to data tab. This is data tab, and this is where data validation is there. Okay, so I'll stick here for 10 seconds. Where do you go? You go to data tab, and in the data tab you will go to this particular thumbnail which is saying data validation, right? So we'll create some rules for the cells so that any user who will be there to input must input in between all the things that we want them to input. That's it. Okay. So where we have to go, imagine you are on home, go to data and come to data tools and click on data validation. The moment you click on data validation, a new dialog box will open up. Okay. And there is where you have to decide what kind of data validation rules you want to give to subject marks. So let's assume this is empty right now, right? And these are the marks you want to give. Okay, subject marks, or rather, let's make it Hindi marks. Okay, so Hindi marks, a teacher is there, and now you're asking the teacher to give the marks of the students, So what you do is you select the range where you want to have the data validation, click on data validation, and you create a rule of whole number. We don't want decimals, so you have to make sure you check whole number, and it should always be between 0 to 100. Okay, and then input message, kindly upload marks 0 to 100 only. If there is an error, the error should say kindly enter between 0 to 100. Okay, and click on OK. Now, assuming me, the teacher of Hindi, right? And now I have to put up Asha's marks. So I'll come here and I'll put up 67.9 and I'll click on enter. See, the error just came in because I wanted that data to be validated as a whole number. And this error has just generated. Kindly enter between 0 to 100 only. Retry. Let's go ahead. If I put up like 68 and click on enter, you'll find it is validated. Let's assume Vimal. Okay, acha, jiske naam yahan hai, don't get offense that marks kam aa rahe. So let's keep it like Vimal has scored. I'll just give you the example of, let's say, by mistake, I had typed 999. Again, you'll find an error that kindly enter only between 0 to 100. So that gives a very good, validation rules to the data. And wherever you want the user to, put up the same input in the same manner, you can use data validation. It is a wonderful tool where you have multiple users and just one sheet, and you give them some restricted, rules, and they have to enter certainly in certain manner, right? So now I'll give 88. 77, 87. Let me just put up some marks for them. And then we'll go for next rule here. Okay. And now let's come to active status of the student. Maybe because of some reason, we are trying to find out whether the student is active on the ERP or not. Right. So select this, go to data validation and come to settings. Now you will do, you will create a list where you will say yes or no. Okay, so list and source of the list. Let me just create a list here for you. This will be status list. Okay, so status, I'll keep a yes and I'll keep it no. Okay, so let's just select the range, go to data validation, go to list, and the source list will be this. Okay, and click on OK. So now do you see the drop down has come? So the status of the student, Asha is active, yes. Vimal is active, yes. Then Ajay is active. Okay, Sneha is active. Arpita is active. Maybe let's keep it Shubh, Rajesh, Anadi, myself. We all are not active. Pushpa and Vinod again. See, this is again a very good tool to use the data validation rules, right? So now let's go to another data validation rule. It could be dates between. Okay, so sometimes in schools there is rule that particular student in a class should be older than that specific date, right? So that date has to be entered in between those dates. The student can be enrolled in a class. So assuming, so this would be DOB. DOB. Okay, so date of birth should be, if the student is, let's say we assume they are in first standard. Okay, so the student should be 6 years and above. So if 2026 is going around, so what should be the date that the student should be from 1st January 2020 onwards? Okay, or maybe 2019. Okay, so let's keep it date between. Okay, so start date, let's assume 1st January 2020. Okay, and we will complete it at 31st 12 2020. Okay, so we are saying that the student can only be born in between 1st January to 31st December of 2020 if they want to be in this particular class, okay, which is first class, right? So first class students are generally 6 to 5 years of age, right? So click on OK. So the moment I come here and I enter a date, 2019, again error, right? Did you see the error? Because I am not logging in the right date. That is why it is an error. Maybe this can be used in an admission forms, right? It can be also used, let's say I'll now keep it 2020 and enter. Now it is working, right? Because the rule was that the date of birth should be between 1st January to 31st December 2020, right? And the student is in between that date. So it will be validated. Let's assume, so this class, okay, so let's keep it. Right now we have not clarified the class. Let's assume class list as well. So class, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay. And come here, select the range, go to data validation, any value, list. What will be the source? This is the source. And then, right, so this is the source. Oh, double checked. This is the source and click on OK. So now the moment you click on OK, you will find the day, the classes have come up, right? Can you see that? Right? So the classes have come up. Second, third, fifth, fourth, right? Whatever you want, you can change the classes from that list. Now, very important question is, you should ask, ma'am, anybody can come to that list and they can change that change to fifth to maybe six by mistake. They can do that. Can they do that? You will find it, right? Eventually, this will change. So for you to, to safeguard those lists, you can always create a new list. And in that new list, always, create those lists there. You can come here, you can actually do this. You can actually create a list here, right? And that list can be protected. Just simply go to sheet, click on protect sheet, right? And create a password 1234 and click on OK and 1234. So you will be saved. Nobody will be able to do anything till they have the password. And you just come here and select. Okay, so when I was coming to date of birth, right? This is any value, whole number. You want decimals, you can use decimals. List, this is the drop down. Date, I told you. Even time, sometimes things are restricted even because of the starting time and end time. You can use time there as well. Text length, okay, let's go ahead and go for text length. Imagine I am using some email address. I just want username, but it should be restricted. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll select the whole, go to data validation, go to text length. I want minimum 7, and it should not go beyond 15. Okay, that has to be the characters in the username. Click on OK. So imagine I am creating Asha underscore 67891 Will it be validated? Yes, because it is under the range. But if I click on Asha and enter, see, error will come up. Okay, so even you have option to restrict the characters that you need to add in the particular cell. Okay, again, if I come to Asha and I will add more things here after 14, let's assume what will happen again. Even if it crosses the length of 15 characters, you will find error. Do you see the error? So you can always change the error. You come to this aspect and you just select the whole range, go to data validation, input, error between 7 to 15 characters. Okay, click on OK. So that error will also come up. So if I change, see between 7 to 15 characters and click on retry. Okay, so this is what you call username. So username as in data validation, where you are talking about text length. And then you can also go for custom. Custom, you can take a lot of help where you can customize some formulas. You can take, multiple functions together, and then you can create some custom formulas as well. Okay. So this is what you call data validation, right? And this is very easy. So after this session, again, one more assignment for you, which is create a data set for yourself and at least show me three data validations data validation rules that you can go